is Uruguay again from DRA Global, and we are on part 3 of the drive configuration, and we are going to be configuring a VSD WEG CFW11 in particular. So I've recreated the pump thing from the videos, but this time with the CFW11 interface. So if I go to my drive block, you'll see that I've got a core WEG CFW11 IO driver. So same as with the SIM code, we are just going to need to add the MCC data section, and that is just to broadcast all variables also to the SCADA. You'll see that I'm leaving out MCC status in this regard. MCC status is fault codes from the CFW11 and don't get broadcast. So then we've got that, and now we need to add the hardware. So I'm going to go to my devices network. I'm going to go to the same run where I was before. You'll see I've removed the previous SIM code. I'm going to my libraries, and I'm going to pull the WEG VSD here from the side, GSD file. And I'm just going to place it in there nicely. And then, same as before, I'm going to assign it to the field bus on AS1. Again, it's going to ask me to go for that next IP address in range. I'm just going to say OK. Remember that if you would like to change this IP address, you can click on the Ethernet box and then just go to your Ethernet addresses and adjust here where it needs to be. Then I'm just going to open up the VSD. We'll see that the layout of the words is quite different to the SIM code. One thing to make sure of is that all these addresses from word 1 to word 8 must line up with the output word from 1 to 8. So you can see I'm starting here with 3208, starting here with 3208, ending with 3223, and ending here with 3223. Then I'm going to go back to my block. And same as with the SIM code, you've got the network address and the node address. So I'm just going to go back, I'm going to click on my Ethernet settings, scroll down. Remember, I'm just in the properties section at general, and see my device number 31. And if I click on the network, I'm on network number 100. So same here, network 100, and this one I'll need to edit to 31. Then for the VSDs down below, I've got the speed reference. So this speed reference I can typically connect to a PID block, or I can connect it to another variable which is going to dictate the speed of this drive. Or if it's a static speed drive, I can give it a hard-coded speed here, or I can link it on the SCADA to a separate text input, variable input, to actually give it a reference if you just want to run it manually. But typically this will be connected to a PID block. Then I can go online. I've already downloaded this piece, and we'll see that due to the change there, it will now be equal. So I'm just going to go offline and give it a full download for hardware and software changes, because remember, I've actually added a new VSD to the circuit. So once again, if you add a new VSD, you are going to have to stop your PLC if you want to add it into your network. I'm going to start my modules, and when I go for online monitoring, I can double click on my CFW11 block, and if I go down to my input and output addresses in this section, let me just go live with it, I can see my addresses 23308 to 23308 in the output, which is exactly what I want. The CFW11 does not get parameterized with NTI portal. That needs to be done separately. So with this video, I will add these configurations. So here on the left hand side, you can see all the parameters that you need to set for it to work on the Profinet interface, those being more circuit specific. But here from P2200 on downwards until P734, all these variables need to be encoded on your CFW11, otherwise the Profinet connection will not work, but I will include those descriptions in this video. And that is it for adding a CFW11 to your network and getting it to interface. This was part 3. Part 4 will follow with interlock configurations. Thank you.